What's up, everybody? Today's video is a call that I had with Edmund McMillen, the creator of The Binding of Isaac. The main motivation behind this was to show off how much the Isaac community has raised for charity, to get Ed involved in the fundraiser, and to, as Ed put it, shoot the shit. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below, and enjoy. Hey, how's it going?
Howdy.
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Chat, can you hear Ed? Yes, everything's working great. Perfect.
You can still hear me? Okay, good. Because Windows is saying it doesn't recognize this microphone.
Classic.
That it is malfunctioning. So hopefully it continues to work.
Yeah, it was just 2 days ago that I did another call and chat couldn't hear the other person on the call, and it was like, I don't know, full 10 minutes of setup. Happens every time.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with it before. What I did to get it to work was I unplugged the wire and I blew in it.
Classic.
And it fixed it.
It's an NES cartridge.
Yeah, I think it means I need to dust my office area.
You ever gonna release Isaac on NES? Retro?
You know, somebody did make an NES ROM. And
Really?
put it in a cartridge and sent it to me. Yeah, I actually have two different NES carts for The Binding of Isaac.
And it's like, it looks pretty good. Like, I'm assuming it was more pixelated.
Yeah. It looks more like Atari graphics than NES graphics, but, you know, I'm not going to knock on it. They did what they could.
Do you have like a video or something like that on like TikTok or something?
I think the ROM is floating around. I mean, I probably have a video of the cartridge itself, but I don't have an NES anymore.
That would be worth trying to find and like doing a video on. I think the fans would love that.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I totally forgot about it until you just mentioned that. It's like, oh, someone sent me a Super Meat Boy card as well, but it's just an empty card. It's not no game inside.
You are a collector of some rare and eclectic things, right?
Mostly my own.
Like you made it?
Not that I made, but mostly revolving around things that I've made. I have a huge collection of fan-made stuff that people have sent me over the years. They still do. I get like monthly. I kind of have a deal with fans that are cool and aren't gonna mass market items, so they can just sell like limited supply, limited runs off of Etsy and stuff like that, and the deal is just send me one of whatever you're making so I can put it in my house and whatever.
That's super cool. That's a good deal. What's some of the weirdest stuff you've gotten?
Some of the weirdest stuff?
Yeah.
Well, most recently I got, this is a spoiler for Four Souls Summer stuff, but there's an alt art booster pack coming out mid-summer. It's the second one. And there's an artist that I really like that did a full, really cool looking model of the bloat, and then sent it to me. That one, it looks gnarly. It looks like a real fleshy thing. That one's pretty cool. I got some, I don't know, man, it's hard to say. Everything is kind of weird. Right in front of me, I've got a tapeworm carved wooden statue of all the different tapeworms, which is really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to go weird on that, though. I've gotten some really large things that people have sent me. I mean, one of the craziest things was what's his name? Why am I blanking on it? My brain ain't working. I'll come back to it later. I'm just staring at. Do you know who Tonetta is?
No. Should I?
It was Cobalt. Cobalt Streak's mom made a giant needle felted lamb skull.
Sweet.
That could go on your head. It's like.
Ooh.
It's huge. That was a really, really cool one. Back to Tonetta, though. Yeah, you should know who Tonetta is. I mean, does the chat know who Tonetta is? I'm not looking at the chat, so I don't know.
Tonetta. Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, he's a musician. Yeah, a great one.
Drugs is the first one that came up.
Drugs is a legit good song, but his other stuff is more, I think he started getting views for the more risque themes.
Okay, I see Yummy Yummy
that-
Pizza with what looks like
That's a good one.
maybe Tonetta in a short skirt.
And that mask that he's wearing, I have right next to me, sitting right here at my office. I also have his I have one of his teeth and his gold grill that he sent me.
He sent you a tooth?
He sent me, yeah, he's sent a couple people some teeth. You can get some. There's a new one on Facebook. You can you can purchase it.
Wait, why are they
He only
falling
has a
out?
few left. Oh yeah,
Because he's
only had a
older.
few. Yeah, he's like in his late. Man, is he? He's in his late 70s, I think. He's getting up there.
I knew this was going to be a good topic because, I mean, just judging off of your games, you know that you have a taste for the weird.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. For me, it's more the unique. Like Tonetta is a true artist, very true to his craft. He'd be doing what he's doing, but he doesn't really, I actually helped him finally start making money off of his stuff because he was just uploading videos to YouTube. He was paying a kid a lot to upload his videos for quite a long time, and I'm like, then he would post his like actual phone number.
Huh.
You can call him up. He's Canadian, and
Old school.
I called him up and I'm like, give me your address. I'm going to send you a laptop and I'm going to show you how to do this. So I started uploading his own stuff. I think I sent him an iPad originally, but and that's why he gifts me these things. And he sent me a lot of interesting items over the years.
Here's my tooth. Take care of it.
Well, that's not the weirdest thing. I don't even think I can go into some of the things that he's sent me and or posted online for people to purchase on stream without it being taken down. But you can use your imagination. I will say I got a bag once that said Tonetta on a piece of paper in brown writing, and it smelled weird.
Chat's guessing that maybe it was a part of his foreskin.
No. They won't be able to guess. I can describe it without getting you kicked off of Twitch. Okay, so first he has these little molds, and they're called nipple molds. They look like a nipple, so it's like a mold, right? Of
Yeah.
a nipple, a large nipple.
I've seen like the butthole molds for like Valentine's chocolates. Just like,
Yeah.
like that.
So
kind of-
imagine instead of a butthole though, a nipple,
right.
right? And what he does though is he mixes a rubber substance and a bodily fluid together, and it's a specific bodily fluid, and then
Yeah.
he makes these Tonetta's nipple molds out of that, and he paints them red, and then he puts them on Facebook to sell.
Huh.
He did that for quite a while.
And you bought them. Bought them out.
I didn't buy. He sent me one. I didn't purchase any of those. I haven't purchased anything in a while for him, but I got him a battery for his scooter recently. I'm just supporting the man. He's a great artist. He's a wonderful musician, that's for sure.
That's quite the friendship.
He's a button pusher though. He likes to be controversial.
Speaking of, we played Dead Baby Dress Up on stream. That was a mistake.
You gotta be quick. You gotta be quick when you reveal certain ones. I've seen people stream that too, and they always like try to grab something and something else comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in the day, there were no rules,
Right.
and there were no worries. You could do and say whatever you wanted without having to worry about anybody. I mean, all you need to worry about is that people would not view your stuff if they didn't like it.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you can get banned on Twitch.
I didn't get banned, so nobody reported me. I think I've got a pretty chill community.
Good. That's good. A good thing.
Because really, it would just
Got a
take
good-
someone
good
ratting
group.
me out.
Good group of people.
Yeah. Speaking
It
of,
must be weird to have people like just kind of, knowing that the bigger you get, the higher the probability that there's little moles in your stream that are just
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, hate watching. It's a real thing.
That's gross.
People that will just watch your stuff just to clip it and take it out of context, try to get you canceled and all that jazz.
That sounds like a whole lot of fun. It sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I was just talking to Slothy. You guys met her a couple nights ago, and she was telling me about people that will watch her stuff and scour through 6 hours of footage and take like 30 seconds from it just to try to make her look bad. And it's at that point in time, it's like almost endearing, you know? Like, wow, you hate me so much, like you really like me.
I can understand to a certain degree. I've been through back in the day, you know, back when I was more, I guess, relevant in an annoying way to the indie game community. Like once like Indie Game the movie came out and stuff, I started to have these like kind of hit piece Kotaku articles that were, you know, saying I'm a misogynist and pointing at specific games that you can't stream on Twitch that I made in the past, and I'm just like, I'm right here. You can talk to me. you want to talk about this? It's fine. We can do this. And one of them actually took me up on it. Did an interview. It went well. And then afterwards posted and said that they still believed I hated women, and they just wish they would have pushed a little harder in the interview, which they had the ability to do whatever they wanted to. It turns out it's much harder to be just a jerk when
In
you're
person.
like talking to the person.
Yeah. And it's not about the
And
truth.
after that,
either.
I kind of just like, screw it. I don't know. I don't care. I'm very pleased that I'm at this point where, for the most part, people care about, you know, what I'm just the dude that happened to make the games that people like. That's a great place to be. No one needs to be enjoying me as a person, because, geez, I don't even enjoy me as a person, so I don't expect much.
I was gonna talk about this awesome community of people that we've raised now over $100,000 and $120,000 for St. Jude Children's Hospital over the years, and it's been amazing. I mean, this is, you know, it's mostly me playing Isaac, so I would consider it the Isaac community. It's phenomenal. Like when I go to the St. Jude Play Live Summit where all the creators are, I'm the only one there that plays this game, and we're representing. We are representing hard. So,
Well, good, and that's amazing. I know that like there was a point back in the day that Isaac was part of something that was tied to St. Jude, or another children's one, and I was a little worried because it was, you know, adult themed game. But the thing is it's like, you know, Isaac is there for that reason. Like it's I think it's an appropriate place to donate money to, and for Isaac to kind of funnel.
yeah.
Represent. I appreciate it. It's a good cause for sure. You know, easily the best to donate to.
Yeah, it's something that they always say, like, no one's for children getting cancer. It's like everybody's on the same team when it comes to this. There's nothing political about preventing cancer in kids. So it's a great cause, and I just want to brag. I want to brag about this community.
We can all be like, yes, we agree.
Right.
We all agree on this thing. Just wait. Someone's bound to come out of the woodwork. Not on your stream, though.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not on my stream. Somebody did take something I said out of context when I was talking about St. Jude and children with cancer, and so hopefully that's the worst that it gets.
Fingers crossed. I should be watching what you're doing. I'm just like talking and I'm not seeing anything.
Oh yeah.
I got paranoid and I stopped touching like the mouse because I'm like, oh, whenever I like even move my desk, my microphone seems to error. So ignore me while I fumble around in the background so I can get to where you are and look at your beautiful face.
Do you have any interest in doing today's Isaacl with me?
Doing what now?
Doing today's Isaacl.
Doing what now? Doing today's Icicle.
He's got it. He's got it live.
Okay, there it is.
Got it.
Got it.
So if you've ever heard of Icicle, I bet
I have not.
you'd be really, really good at this. Have you ever played Wordle? Or any of the hurdles?
Yeah.
So Icicle is the exact same thing as that, except for we're trying to guess what item that they have, and we only can type in a guess. It'll tell us if it has a similar item, quality, type, pool, description, color, unlock, or release. You know, it'll be
You
like,
think I'm gonna be? You think I'm gonna be good at this? Who made this?
you made these
Oh.
items.
Yeah. You think I?
These are your
I can
items.
Remember these things.
That's what I was
This is
saying.
like-
I was like, I think it's been on the
this is
back
like
burner for
Pokemon. This
Ed.
is like cool shirt, by the way. That's like one of my favorite.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite unboxing shirts.
Me too. Was this an unboxing or was this one of the Four Souls?
No, that's an unboxing.
Okay, my bad then,
That
chat.
was the Delirium box, and Alex Pardee did that one.
Okay, and so maybe I'm thinking of the Mega Satan shirt. Was that the Four Souls?
Mega Satan
pre-order?
was for Kickstarter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, got to get those two straight. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. This and the bloat one probably are
Yep,
both
yep,
up there. I just like
The
huge
two shirts
graphic.
that I have a hard time wearing to pick my 3-year-old daughter up from school. Get a lot of looks. Okay, yeah, I'll try. I'll try to do this.
All right.
I may or may not have been fumbling around through the debug tools and items, just before the stream.
Fine, ruined my joke. What joke? I'm sorry, chat. Let's see here. Give me an item. Give me just any item at all to start us off.
Oh, me? Bob's brain.
Bob's brain. Okay. That was 100% miss on everything. So, like, if it was a similar quality, it would be green. And if it had, like, maybe one of these descriptions that were the same, but other ones were different, it'd be yellow and so forth. You get the Erdls.
Got it.
So it's not a passive, which means it has to be an active. It's not quality 1. It's not green. It's not in rebirth. It's not always unlocked. Okay, and then these other ones are kind of a crapshoot. I guess it's not in the item room. That's a big one. So it would be, what, Devil, Angel, Secret. So it's got to be an active in
a usable item that appears in one of those rooms that is not green. Well, that's and it's locked. It's an unlockable.
Yep. That does kind of narrow it down, but I'm really bad at trivia, so I'm hoping that you help me out here.
Let me think. Black Lotus.
Black Lotus is still a passive, isn't it?
It's an active. Didn't you use it? No, it is. You're right.
I mean, I can still do it just to see if like it gives us a hit on it being black color. That would be maybe Devil. This is in Secret Room Pool, so that would tell us that. I was thinking maybe like we could just throw out. I just unlocked Eden's Soul today.
Well, go with no wait. You unlock what's the active Brimstone called?
Sulfur.
Yeah.
Active's correct. It's saying it's partially correct on Devil Room and Ultra Secret Room, partially correct on Black and Red, and Repentance is correct.
Yeah, great. Okay. This will
Not
be the
quality
hardest thing.
3. Well, we have a lot of guesses, right? We get as many hearts as Isaac has. I'm gonna maybe go with that. It's black in the Devil Room. But I guess it could be Ultra Secret Room and Normal Secret Room. Because one of these things has to be true. So which one's true, which one's false? Unless
I don't know. Some stuff got moved around. Does it count the stuff that got moved around? No, it has to have been released with Repentance. Okay.
yeah. I don't even want to look at chat because they spoil it. And some people they know the answer already. Don't look at chat.
Trying to think.
What about Mega Blast? Is that always unlocked? I guess Black and Red is partially correct, so we can't just throw out another Black and Red, I guess, unless we want to try to do a different quality and
Last
get.
wasn't Repentance though, was it?
That's a great question. I'm so bad at trivia.
Okay.
I feel like it should be
What about-
obvious at this point.
And what was the hit on black and red? What is it? It's partial?
Yeah, which
It's one of those two?
I suppose maybe it could be black, red, and something else that would still come back orange, right? So it doesn't mean that one of them is false, technically. This is Ultra Secret Room, of course. 'cause it's red.
Necronomicon? No, that's not fucking Repentance. That's
That wouldn't
original.
be- yeah, that's...
God, this is the honestly, it's going to be the hardest for me when it comes to these items in Repentance, because I'm not even positive where things got put.
Mm-hmm.
But it is unlocked.
It's
Yeah, I
either
don't
black,
know. I
red,
mean-
or both.
Just think of another active item.
That's where I'm at. That's why I just went Mega Blast. But what's
Was Wavy Cap in Repentance? That was before 2, wasn't it? It just got updated and
I think that was maybe gray too. I think that's Devil. It could be that it's maybe not red and not Ultra Secret Room, because both of those things go together, right? And maybe it's just Devil Room, just black and active. That would be my guess. But what's a just black active item in the Devil Room?
there can't be one.
Even if it wasn't Repentance, I feel like we could still throw it in there for learning if it is black only.
A solid black one would be but that's like Shadow, or Judas's Shadow.
Yeah,
or
we could
solid
throw that
black,
in there just to see if it's solid black.
But they're not,
They're not an active.
yeah.
I'm going to do it. We have enough health. Help us figure out some more information here. Yeah, it's just Devil Room. It's not black at all. Okay, so it's red. And it's a
Red.
character unlock.
A new red character unlock.
What's the baby? Jello?
Yeah,
Jello.
but
It's got to be Jello. Right?
But that's not an active item, is it?
Jello? Sure it is.
It is?
That's Tainted Lilith's. You use it and you shoot the baby out of your stomach. So other characters get an active that you
Oh, yeah. Okay,
get to
that
use
makes
to
sense.
shoot. Because Tainted Lilith, she just starts with it normally, but I think everybody else it's
obviously they don't count a black item because the black outline they just count.
right.
Well, yeah, go for it.
That was not correct, and this is technically pink and red, but everything it was pretty close. So we have a Devil Deal hint if we want to, but they're pretty cheap. I mean, we could dip into the hints if we really want to, but I think we can do it without.
Who made this game?
That's a great question. Hi friends, welcome to Isaac Passion Project. Press is somewhere in here.
Well, whoever it is, kudos to you, making me look like a true fool.
Pretty cool, right?
Live on stream. Yeah, I mean, I want to actually mess around with it myself and be like, okay. But I want to give me something that's not Repentance. Then I'll know. That's my excuse. Okay.
I thought Jello was going to be it, but it's not. It can't be red and not Ultra Secret Room, right? So it's got to be Devil Room, Ultra Secret Room, and something else, which is why this sulfur is a partial.
Yeah, well, I just can't for the life of me think of these. Usually active items are items that you might not want to take as much. What are some items that you'd be like, recently be like, nah, I'll pass on that?
It's a character unlock, right? So maybe if I'm thinking about the tainted characters, what's another tainted character, like a pocket active?
Devil unlocks?
What's like the Judas Dark Arts, but that's black, right?
Yeah.
Dark Arts. Oh, it's red and gray. Could be Dark Arts. That's a character unlock.
Do it.
It's really, really close. Quality 2 is correct.
We just don't know the fucking color of this thing. Is that the
Gray red? Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be all the partials on red, so it's got to be part red. It's not aura, circle, contact damage, invincibility, melee, speed stat, contact damage, familiar, tears, Blackheart's character, damage stat, number of lives, speed stat. It's none of those things. It's got to be something unique. But it's just Devil Room. It's in nothing other than the Devil Room. So wait, how could it possibly be red and not in the Ultra Secret Room? Do you know that? Do you know that the Ultra Secret Room pool?
Nope.
Because it's all red items.
Oh, is it the key? No, it's not red. It's not
I
red.
feel like it is red because it's partial, right?
Well, then do the key, the red key.
Is that Devil? That's Secret Room.
Super secret. Isn't it super secret room?
I think they're both the same pool, aren't they?
I don't think so. Unless that was something we just talked about recently.
Secret and the top secret?
There might be some exclusive items that are tied to super secret, but
I'm assuming that's what you call top secret, super secret.
Sure.
Right. You're not talking about the ultra secret, right?
You mean the red ones?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
What do you call the rocks with the X on them?
I've always called them tinted rocks since Flash.
That's what we call them because that's what they are in Flash. They're literally tinted, slightly bluish.
Yep. I've always called it that since Flash, but then I'm obviously influenced by Northern Line.
Like back in the day, everybody had their own names for it.
Marked. I've heard marked rocks because they have X's on them now. That's kind of the dead giveaway.
Special rock.
Mm-hmm. Tinted rocks. I have a mod on that puts our little Tim character, this guy, on them. And his name is Tim, so we call them tinted rocks.
Mm. I've seen the one where the rock's head was placed on them.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, yeah. It's a good one.
Well, I have no fucking clue, man. I don't know what the hell I don't know this game. What the heck, man? I've been working on this other game for 5 years now.
Well, there's going to have to be a mugenixical. A muical?
Yeah, I'll probably screw that one up too.
I looked over at chat for half a second and they already spoiled it. It's Damocles. Should I send it?
Okay.
Gosh darn it, chat. Well, it was Damocles. I took Damocles twice today. I can't believe I didn't think of it. Man, what's the character that unlocks Damocles?
No idea. I have no clue. I didn't design that item.
Yeah. You were pretty hands-off with the Repentance, right? It was like, kill, burn, go, do your thing, right?
Yeah, it was very much it was a powwow of like what worked and what didn't work with Anti-Birth. What did you like? What did you want to improve? Show me. And I needed to go through everything and be like, because my first thing always with modders is, does this fit with my vibe? Does this fit in the world? And the cool thing with Vin, it was just like everything. Like there were like 2 or 3 edits, visual edits, to just make things more cohesive that I changed, and everything else was fine. The design work was perfect. I don't think I touched anything design wise when it came to the items and stuff like that. If anything, Vin was way more of a stickler about his own stuff. I know a lot of people are like, what? Cut. It's like, I had nothing to do with that. That's Vin saying he wasn't up to snuff and he felt like it was redundant, so he cut it. And then my end was just a majority of like the newer items and unlocks, and then the whole stuff that I was saving for Isaac 2, which was the tainted characters. And me and Vin went back and forth on the design for those, and then the whole home sequence and endings and all that good neato stuff. It was pretty fun, especially making like the because originally Antibirth had the whole series to unlock the knife, the pieces of the knife and stuff.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a huge fan of what they had done with that, so I wanted to come up with some interesting things that were more on theme. And I think we did a really good job with that, especially with like Mom's Head and stuff like that, which is a nod to Friday the 13th, if anybody played that game on the NES. Jason's mom's head flying around. But yeah, that's basically kind of how it went. It was just kind of, you do your thing. Let me look it over. Give me all the information you got. There was a lot. I think one of the most back and forth was just going over like, what did you change about the existing game in the mod? Because there was a lot of that, a lot of building off of that and making sure I understood what was going on. Because I think it took, from Flash to Rebirth to then Afterbirth, I didn't even know that the like rusted key was not even a thing that did anything. Like nobody did. It was just like, that's how it was in Flash. We just don't question it. So it was kind of cool to kind of go through the game with somebody who like lived that game for so long and could really tell me like, he kind of went through like, did you mean for this to be the design of this? Because this is how it actually works. Yeah. And I'm like, no. That was just since Florian put it in, and that was probably due to the limitations of Flash. So yeah, it was a lot of that. It was a lot of just like kind of perfecting the game. Vin really wanted to bring back some stuff that was removed from the Flash game, which he did a lot of, especially a lot of really little details and tweaks. I wasn't even aware of that. You lose sight of it because I was working on so many other projects at the same time as all this stuff, and obviously I love Isaac, and it's pretty fucking insane to think that this game has been relevant for 13 years. And never I would have thought that. So I'm always keeping things up in the air. I want to keep working on some other stuff, but it always calls me back. And it's crazy today that even in the midst of working on this 5-year giant project, Megenics, I'm doing calls with Nicholas and being like, did you get these edits in? Like, give me all the information. Like, let's see where we're at now. And then I'm testing out and making sure things are working and making sure my hands are in there because, of course, regardless of the amount of work I do or don't do, I will still get shit on if things don't work right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we didn't give Vin enough credit for all the stuff that he did. And
Vin didn't credit himself enough for a lot of the stuff that he did. He did more than he gives himself credit for. Vin really knows Isaac, and I wasn't going to do another DLC. I really wasn't. I was done, and I wanted to do other things. And being able to like see this game through this young man's eyes, who has not been jaded by the world, it made me excited to work on the game again. And it was kind of like, I don't know, working on projects with people when you kind of are riding that wave of creativity and you can see that somebody's so motivated and excited about something. It's hard for me personally to not also want to be at that level.
Right.
So it really went from like, in the beginning it was just, okay, we're going to port Antibirth over and that's it. And then it was just kind of like, well, this is what I kind of wanted to do for Isaac too. So we could kind of experiment with these ideas, and he was up for whatever I wanted to do, no matter how crazy it was. And he would always suggest more complicated versions of all the ideas that I had. So yeah, it was really cool. It was cool to be able to, join forces with somebody who knew the game better than I did at this point.
Yeah. Do you think that you got the lead out for Isaac 2, or is there still more in the tank that like you're like, I mean, you've mentioned before that you
these are coup de grace type things. Like I originally when doing, I'm not going to reveal. There are bigger picture things I want to do for Isaac 2 because eventually I will do an Isaac 2.
Okay.
You know, who knows how long that's going to be? Could be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
But I'll keep those. You know, I won't talk about those. But the things that I did want to do, there were certain themes that I wanted to touch on, and one of the cool elements that I always wanted to do were tainted characters and just alternative. Like I wanted you to get to the end of the game when you got everything unlocked, and then realize, holy shit, that's
just started.
You're at the halfway point. Like I wanted to bring it just like back in the Flash game, you killed Mom, and it took people a while to get there. You might remember, finally kill Mom, and then it's, I beat the game, but no, that's when the game kind of starts. And I wanted that to happen again when you feel like you've completed the game, and suddenly it's like, wait a minute, there's this huge big thing, and it's going to keep going, and that. I wanted to save that moment for kind of the end of Isaac 2, but at this point, when I saw what Vin was doing, it's like, no, let's just
send it.
Let's just go for it. Like, let's go to the ends. Like I always wanted to in Isaac 2 go into Revelations and really go for it and bring the beast and bring the apocalypse down and go into a side-scrolling mode and all that sort of stuff. And yeah,
I loved all that. I loved that. And the little wrap up of the story at the end. And like, I cried. It was like, he saw his best friend Guppy. And I was like, damn it. I'm not gonna cry.
It was cool. It was cool to write that stuff. I really liked it. I liked the cinematic ending to it, which I never felt like I had an opportunity to really go all the way with it when it came to a cinematic ending that you would play through. Like there was just so much I got to kind of not so much close the book on, but like really open up some more. But I got to retell the story. Like I got to give you. So there are certain things about a lot of the endings in Isaac, especially where we left off with like Afterbirth Plus or whatever. A lot of people viewed Isaac's mom as the bad guy, and they kind of saw Isaac's dad as a savior. And some people still kind of view that at this point too, because depending on how you view the ending. But I wanted to paint a better picture because I feel like I did her a disservice by making her too much of the villain when the reality is there's more going on. And this story started as a story about, from a kid's perspective, of feeling like an outcast and not wanting to exist in a world that didn't want him, to painting this picture of a broken family and, generational abuse, and that it goes through the generations, and you kind of can paint this picture of the environment that not only Isaac was in, but also Isaac's mother, and why people glom onto religion, and why flawed people have flawed children, and I wanted to do that in a cool way, and I think that we did a really good job, and I think it was executed really well, and yeah, I'm super, super proud of it. It feels like the most wrapped up in a nice package that Isaac has ever been through any DLCs. And I don't intend to ever do any more DLC that adds any more story. Anything that you're going to see is going to be online support, balancing stuff, and fluff. I think we're at a point now where I'm super happy with basically almost every aspect of it. So, except for what we're seeing now, the fact that the continuity of the animations is way different as it goes. But whatever.
That's not even something that's on my radar. Like the continuity of these animations, it's like I'm just happy to have all of it, and any more that you've given in the past however many years, it's been just nice to see.
That's cool, and I hope people will appreciate a similar, not so much theme, but I think Mugenics in a lot of ways embodies what people really like about Isaac in a lot of different ways, and not just mechanically, but also thematically, in the way I'm telling a story and the depths in which we go to give you replayability and all that good stuff. I learned so much when working on Isaac. It's kind of funny, like, for those of you who don't know, like, I prototyped Mugenics way back with Tommy before Isaac. No, wait. I did Isaac in order to get my feet in the water with the roguelike genre in order to do Mugenics, because Mugenics was going to be the big project. It was like Isaac was going to be this little flash game, and I was going to take what I learned from that and apply it to Mugenics. And in a way, I have, but it's just been 10 years later. You know, I learned a lot, so I kind of get to go and really kind of reapply that logic. It's funny too to be at this point, and I'm looking at other games and playing other roguelikes and stuff like that, and I'm writing stuff for Mugenics when it comes to just the flow of the game and how unlocks work and all that stuff. And I don't even think I realized that I was like, Isaac was the first one to do a lot of that stuff, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this like this game. It's like, oh no, it's just like Isaac actually. Isaac is the one that did that. Isaac is the one that like unlocked and unfolded, and then like kept seeding your runs as a reward.
Right.
Which were all really like basic ideas back in the Flash days. It was just like this. It seemed like the most straightforward ADHD type reward system for people. Like keep the carrot in front of them. Let's just keep giving them a little bit more and have them go a little bit farther and a little bit more and a little bit farther. And that formula worked so well.
I bring that up so frequently when I'm playing other roguelike games, where I'm just like let's talk about the Isaac progression system. And, you know, the fact that, and you said it yourself, that you want someone to complete the game and then all of a sudden there's suddenly more content. Like, that's a really, really good feeling. But you could do that same thing in such a way that it feels bad, right? Where you're like, there's more content and they're holding it over my head, or, you know, there's certain ways of not doing the things that you've done for Isaac to make people to feed that ADHD brain and get the happy juices flowing. I think a lot of new games are just kind of missing that initial step of like.
And isn't it kind of weird? It's like it's almost weird. The game that did the Isaac formula almost to a T, like exactly, and it felt exactly the same to me, was Balatro, or however you pronounce it.
Balatro, yeah.
Yeah. That made me feel like that was the thing that made me question. I was like, wow, this setup is so perfect. And I'm like, kind of like writing it down and realizing just the Isaac Unlock setup. And so it's just like, oh, more characters, more decks. Oh, we do this, and then you get more cards. And then it's like, it's exactly the same. And it's like, oh, I can't, and I remember thinking like, I can't message this person and be like, hey, cool, and just assume that they're a fan of Isaac, because the thing is this person could have very well played any game that referenced the Binding of Isaac for the past 10 years and been inspired by the exact same system that was used in those things. So I didn't want to be like, hey, you appear to be a fan of Isaac. But he told me he was a huge fan of Isaac, so that was super cool. But and I'm trying to perfect that too. I'm taking the same logic. Like with Mugenics, one of the things that always kind of caught people off guard is when they would unlock an item in Isaac, they would assume that they were going to start with that item. I don't even know if you remember how that felt back in the day, because you're like, I unlocked something. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just somewhere in the shuffle. With Mugenics, I want to actually hand people items that they unlock. It's a bit of a different system though. Because in Mugenics, the risk is severe. Like if you unlock something and it's really good, it is unlocked in the pools, in the game, of course, but you will get it and you'll get to go home with it, but you've got a limited inventory in your home depending on what you upgrade. And then when you take that item out on a quest, if you get a total party kill, everything is gone. It's
Like
gone.
Darkest Dungeon kind of.
Yeah, it's done, and that's the risk that you kind of go on. So if you get something that's super OP or super rare, or even legendary or like one of a kind item, you know, I love the mind games that go into keeping this really OP item for something, and at what point are you going to use it? Are you going to have the balls to take the item out and risk it?
That stresses me. That stresses me out so much. It's the reason I haven't finished Darkest Dungeon, because I'm too worried about losing my stuff and having to reset.
Smart, too risky to do game design wise, but it is also the thing that makes those choices matter, and those choices don't matter if you don't have that sort of stuff.
Yeah, does stir up the emotions.
That permanence that matters.
Yeah. How do you unlock? Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, how do you get items in Mugenics? It's like you go through a run like in Isaac. There's an item room, right? But this is more of like you walk in on a grid based area, right? Or is there some sort of like storyline, like you're like moving along some overworld, and then you get to the point where you start fighting on a grid, right? Or you just jump into the grid.
You have a home hub. I mean, it is similar to XCOM or Darkest Dungeon. So you've got like a home. Yep. Where the cats are bred and taken care of. And that home, like Animal Crossing or XCOM, is fully upgradable. So you can expand your inventory, you can expand your rooms, you collect furniture, configure your stuff, and everything kind of helps further your... It's kind of like your little save point, because even if you lose all your cats, your house stays the same. The upgrades kind of like all stay the same and consistent. So you've got a certain amount of food. It's the SimCity style, like, okay, you can let the day pass and it'll run the simulation of these cats. You know, the cats have a behind the scene, like, okay, I've fallen in love with this other cat now, and now we're going to mate. And now we had twins, or, you know, or it turns out this cat was rejected by this other cat. Now they hate each other, so there's a high probability of them fighting unless you kind of split them up. So there's like that sim that happens. But each cat in the house consumes 1 unit of food in order to continue to do this. So you can keep doing like, if you got enough food, you can just keep going and just keep running this sim and enjoying this little house adventure. But once you start getting low on food, you got to go get more food. And that's what the adventures are for. So you go on adventures, and it's this whole node system, kind of like Slay the Spire or whatever, where you go through combat, events, treasure rooms, shops, bosses, mini bosses, and a bunch of other wacky things. And you're getting food, getting items, finding furniture, mutating your cats. And once you get to the end of a chapter, you'll have the option to head back home with what you have, or continue forward. And you can the unlocks are similar to Isaac, where there's a bunch of different classes in the game, and you get unlocks depending on these different bosses that you beat at end caps. So you kind of keep pushing forward to get more unlocks as you go, and there's just, you know, it's the same sort of checkmark system that Isaac has, where your cleric hasn't defeated, you know, the boss in the graveyard. So we'll do a run with at least one cleric and hope that he can survive to the end, because if he does, then he's going to get
an item unlock.
Yeah, and then it'll bring it back, and it unfolds and unfolds and unfolds and unfolds.
Okay. There's
a lot more areas, I think. I mean, at this point, it's hard to say, but there's a lot of branching paths in Mugenics.
Yep.
And there's 3 large zones that you can kind of unlock and go through.
Okay. Would that be like similar to like the endings you're saying in Isaac?
Sure.
Or you're saying 3 large zones as in like those are like maybe the floors of Isaac?
No, it would be like playing through the game. So each zone has roughly 5 chapters in it, but you only play 3.
Okay.
In order to finish it.
Gotcha.
And each zone is kind of like a difficulty zone. So
okay.
There's like the easier area, the medium, and the hard, depending on when you unlock it. And you choose to go from that point to that point. There's be shortcuts here and there, but usually you start in the alley, and from the alley you go to the, you know, the easier area or the harder area or the hardest area, and you go from there.
Gotcha.
It sounds more complicated than it. Well, maybe it sounds as complicated as it is, and it is. It's the most complicated thing I've ever worked on. But the cool thing is we just finished a tutorial, and my mother could finish it, which was nice. She struggled. She didn't do it easily, but yeah. And as far as story goes, the whole game revolves around a city, like a town called Boone County, and its inhabitants, and you gain favor from these people to progress the story, as well as getting quests and challenges, kind of similar to Isaac.
Okay.
And,
is there like a kind of like almost dating sim relationship with city folk then?
Sure. Right now, you're gaining favor. So the currency in this town is cats. So you're sending there's a pipe that's next to your house that kind of goes to everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So certain NPCs want specific cats with specific things. Like there's a guy named Butch. He's one of the main characters, and he wants cats that have some experience fighting because that's his thing. So when you come back to the house and you have these leveled up cats that are retired and they can no longer go on adventures other than staying in the house and having them breed or defending your house, you can send them to Butch, and Butch will level up your inventory. So it's I'm a fan of a lot of different just like how Isaac works when you're trying to do the math and be like, okay, if I use this bomb on this, then I'm going to get 3 more coins so I can go to the shop to get this. There's a similar system where it's like, oh, this next run I should really save up my cash so I can buy this when I get back to the house, because that's there's a crazy giant eyeball that I've never seen before. It looks like it's super rare and it's got all these properties to it, and it's a furniture item, and I need that, but I don't have enough money. So I have today and today only, because they're going to refresh the shop the next day. I have to go on in this adventure and I have to get this amount of money. Or it's like, oh, I've got like 3 more diseased cats that the doctor needs in order to give me a syringe with all these abilities. So I need to go and find a way to get these cats diseased, but not kill them, so they can come back and then I can cash them in. There's a lot going on, but at its core, it is a really, really fun turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
Which I hope will be kind of almost a gateway for a lot of people. The most common thing I see is like, I don't like turn-based strategy games. Is this going to work for me? I personally believe it will, because it's a really, really fun turn-based strategy game, and there's so much depth. And I always wanted to make a turn-based Isaac. That was kind of like, well, if I made a sequel, it could be a turn-based game, because that's like what roguelikes are, That's where it all spawned from. And being able to think and not just be a purely reflex, because I think people like the thinking aspect of Isaac a lot more than the reflex aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I think people like to think a lot.
Yeah.
And so I always thought that would complement the game more. I just decided, to be stupid, instead of making a bunch of money instantly by saying it's Isaac 2. I'm going to make his game about cats.
Are we going to see Isaac in Mugenics?
Play the game and you tell me. I don't know.
Anything you can tell us about, just in general, they're going to be more crossovers from other games? I feel like that's kind of your MO.
I think, Mugenics exists in the world that I've created, that at one point Super Meat Boy was part of. I don't know how that works now. In my head, it's still there, but I guess legally it's not. But yes, this takes place at a specific part. All my games take place at a different... I think that Mugenics ties all of the games that I've made together, and explains why those games are the way that they are and where we're at now. But Mugenics takes place after Isaac. So just keep that in mind.
Gotcha. How much of this have you also already answered on TikTok videos and Twitter AMAs?
I don't know. I don't think I mean, I can't usually answer them in this depth.
I feel like
Probably not a lot. I mean, I've answered some.
okay, because I remember some of these answers, but it's always like you're like, I got 20 minutes AMA, ask me anything on Twitter, and then I see it. It's like 2 hours later, and I'm like, ugh. Shoot.
I'm fine.
Every time.
I'm fine with answering as many questions as you want. I've got like about 5 minutes left before I have to hit the hay, but
Cool. Same.
but
I'm excited to try it out. So here's the thing, Ed, is that we're trying to hit some goals here. And I said, if you help us out even a little bit, even if you throw $1 at our St. Jude campaign, that I will make a Mugenics emote and have that ready by the end of the month. So it's balls in your court. If you want a Mugenics emote for both Twitch and YouTube, give us $1.
Where is this? Where do I click?
Think about it. In the chat, there's the donate.tiltify from the commands that my mods are spamming right now. I dare you, Ed.
I'm gonna accidentally click some other person's.
Yeah, nobody else should have the ability to drop links in the chat. So if you do, let me know. I'll ban them.
Okay. Yeah. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to do this right now. But yeah, I can guarantee that you will be making a Mugenics emote soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Once again, super proud of this community. It's just been, I mean, there's your trolls, but the Isaac community has been just awesome. It's been so fun, and I can't wait to test out Mugenics and have all those same people there, and I think it's gonna be a blast. I love turn-based, by the way, so I'm gonna definitely play it.
I think you will absolutely fucking love Mugenics. But I also think you'll absolutely love the update coming in November, and I think that'll be a lot of fun, especially because personally for Isaac, I think one of the things that I'm always asking about when we're doing calls is like I want you to be able to be like, who's my top whatever of the day, or hey, somebody just donated all this money to St. Jude. You want to play a game of Isaac with me? And then it very easily segues into that, like a code or whatever. Like you can give them a code and then play with them on stream. That's what I want. Like I want streamers to be easily playing with the viewers, and I want some sort of interactivity too. I'd love to do some sort of Twitch command type stuff in the future as well.
I love that
because it's kind of neat. But yeah, for show. Man, I would have loved to have been able to do this, but my wife just changed our PayPal password, and I don't have it saved on my computer at all.
Gotta ask the wife. Classic.
I'm not gonna look cool in the slightest here.
All right. I had to do it. I had to throw it out there.
Yeah, just give me till tomorrow, and then you can act. We'll forget all this part happened, and then on the next stream you can be like, "What? That happened."
Awesome. I'll chill out any day for St. Jude.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, for having a chat. I hope that we can do this, semi-regularly, because I love catching up and having that communication between. I mean, I play Isaac all the time, so it seems natural that I would at least be on speaking terms with you.
I told a bunch of people, I was like, oh, I can ask Cuts what items should I really be focusing on powering up, and I didn't get to do that. Give me one. Give me hot take. Give me your hot take. What item needs a buff?
Chat. We just have one today. I'm so bad at coming up with the information when I need it, but it's like always there. Chat, speed run right now. What did we just have today? That I was like, oh man, this needs to be a buff, because I've always got these ideas. Maybe Missing No. I did take Missing No today, and it was awful, and I was re-energized in the whole never take that ever.
Yeah, that item is there for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
And changing that and making it a good item instead of an unpredictable item completely defeats the purpose.
Yeah, you got to have some bad, I guess, if you're going to have like Curse of the Blind. There's got to be some risk with the reward. Is that what you mean?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a different Isaac player than a lot of people. Me and Vin talk about this and have talked about this often about kind of like all the different Isaac players there are. And I'm the kind of guy who I like the randomness and the chaos of the game. And I will take what I get and I will make it work. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to win every run. I'm trying to have a good time. and missing no can, result in some insanity. I like those items.
Yeah, but you said you like to have a good time. I'm still not understanding why you'd take missing no.
I'll take them all.
I've been doing that a lot more, and I will say that I like a lot more items. Like you really stuck your neck out for like a Curse of the Tower, right? And I was like, why would I ever? Now I take that. I take that item because, like you're saying, you can get hit once on the boss, all of a sudden the boss is gone.
Yeah.
And especially if you have bomb upgrades that synergize with that. I don't know if that was a Vin thing or not, but it can work in your favor for sure. So I do take a lot more things.
In general, like buffing, the reason why that shit works is because we buffed bombs, and that was actually because of the way my wife plays. My wife is a bomb chucker. Like she uses bombs constantly while she plays, and because they did a considerable amount of damage, and it's like when you need to do it, you've got an extra bomb, you go for it. Now they do a lot of damage.
Yep.
And that made all bomb items a lot better.
Right.
It was just an easy number change. Literally change one number, and all the bomb items are better. But yeah, we'll see. If you have any suggestions, you tweet them at me. Tweet everyone. Everyone tweet at me all of your amazing changes. I don't need your suggestions on how to make them better. All I need to know is your argument of why you wouldn't pick this item, outside of it just being chaotic.
Okay, I'll write them down next time so I don't forget them, and I'll have more answers for you.
And this is the time. This is my my little bit of me time. So I am open around this time. So you just let me know.
Cool. Will do. Skinny Odd Mush says chat. It should be a tier delay down. That's it. Skinny Odd Mush should be tier delay.
Well, I don't think we're editing that one.
Well, you tried, chat. Chat, you tried.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on. And I'm gonna find this this generated. My wife did the generated PayPal login. So there's
sounds
no way
good.
for me to know unless it's awake.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate
I'll talk to you later, though. Take it easy.
See you, Ed.
See ya.
All right, you guys. Tell Ed that we appreciate him for all that he does. Oh, it's too late. That was good. That was a good talk. Like, people are like, how are you going to get Ed on the phone? Because I know him. Be right back. Which is super cool. I love that. It's really cool to be able to tell people, too, to be like, I play this game. Also, I know the creator. That's not, I feel like, a usual thing for someone that plays games, especially AAA. It's hard to do that. Guppy lore.
Got to love that foot cam during the interview, Lord.
Yeah, I have nice feet. They're a little dirty on the bottom because I was running outside, so sorry, they're a little orange. My bad. But I've got some pretty straight toes, so I gotta be honest with you guys. And my fingers, I should be a hand model. No joke. Sexy tier 3 sub, 44 months, Poseidon. Good morning, my favorite dude, Hutzla. Bossy Kitty with that sexy tier 2 sub, 61 months. Welcome back to you. Guppy S tier cat, Shirley, JM Harmon, 85 months. I see you in there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I don't think anything came through on Tiltify. I'm sorry if I missed it, if it did. Facts. Gotta go. Anybody going to bed? Good night. I'm also gonna sign off right now. Thank you all for coming out. I'm gonna be spending about $6,000 on a new furnace tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. So wish me luck with that. Rip my wallet. But Ed's gonna donate. There it is. Yes, Edmund with $1,000. He's done it. He's done it. That's our super stretch goal met for today, everybody. $22,606 raised for St. Jude this month. We are smashing goals left and right. Ed, thank you so much. Have a great night. I appreciate that. This community, once again, just boggles me, blows my mind that we're able to all come together and make such a difference. And like walk into like a bunch of like people playing like Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm one of the top fundraisers. And like, what do you play? And I'm like,
You said $1 and he raised you 1,000 times. That's what a lot.
We have to make 1,000 Mugenics emotes. We got to make 1,000 Mugenics emotes. That's at least 100 push-ups. Oh, I need to do like 30 more push-ups. Am I going to do that right now? But anyways, yeah. No, I'm up there. I'm up there with these like top fundraisers and nobody even knows what the game is. That's crazy.